China's One-Child Policy by Dr. Fryer and Mr. Ward.
China's one-child policy was started in 1979 because the population of China was growing so fast. In the top graph on this page, you can see that China's population was growing really fast in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. But because of that policy, China's population is going to stop growing at about 2025 and is actually going to become negative after about 2030. In the bottom graph, you can see that a little bit. There's more blue than pink. There are more men in China than women, and that is because Chinese families have tended to favor males instead of females. But what you can notice when you'll compare this against other population pyramids is that China is going to be reducing their population a lot faster than they would have without the policy. China's population is growing, but it is not growing as much because the policy applies mainly to the majority. 90% of China's people are Han, in the Han ethnic group, and over half of them live in urban areas. And the one-child policy only applies to those who are in the Han majority and living in the urban areas. So those that are in rural areas, that are in minorities, it does not apply to them.
As you can see in the bar graph on the screen, China has the second largest economy behind the United States. Many experts believe in the next decade or so, China's economy will actually pass the United States and become the largest in the world. With the world more dependent on importing and exporting goods from other countries, if China's population did not get under control, they would eventually collapse, and that would not only impact China, it would impact the entire world. Also, China currently holds 26% of the United States debt. If China's population got out of control, then they would collapse, and it could possibly cause the United States to collapse. As you can see here, China's population grew steadily from 563 million to 1 billion in less than 30 years. Also, many experts believe that by the year 2030, China is going to run out of clean drinking water. If the population, the one-child policy had not been put in to stop population growth, China could potentially be running out of water as we speak.
Our group thinks that the one-child policy in China has been justified, and one way you can see this is by comparing the population period of China to India's. India has not had a one-child policy, and so their population is continuing to grow and grow much faster than China's, and they are not going to reach a zero population level until much further into the 21st century. You can also see that their population pyramid is just pretty much straight and curved as it goes up, and that reflects the fact that their population growth hasn't been adjusted by anything. It's just continuing to grow faster and faster, and that can lead to a lot of pressure on the government, and who knows if it might even lead to a revolution and people being very upset and angry because they're not getting their needs met. There are just so many people there and not enough resources.
Population growth will continue to be one of the world's biggest issues going forward. China has demonstrated that by using the one-child policy, it may not be the best way, but it is an effective way in curbing population growth.